Welcome to Alga ETH Group Learning Management System. In this e-learning, we will be learning about the following. Alga ETH Group 2024 QHSE Objectives. Alga ETH Group QHSE Policy. Stop Work Authority. And Life-Saving Rules. Alga ETH Group 2024 QHSE Objectives. Let's watch this video.
Business objectives are the certain actions that a company needs to take in order to achieve its goals within a span of certain period. Aims and objectives provide the focus for business strategies. Without a clear objective, a manager will be unable to make important strategic decisions. For example, should a marketing manager decide to sell products in new markets or attempt to sell more in existing markets? Without a clear corporate objective that is then translated into a marketing objective. The most effective business objectives usually meet the following SMART criteria. S for specific. The business should have specific objectives according to its type. For example, a hotel business can set objective of 75% bed occupancy over the winter season. This objective is specific to this business. M for measurable. Objectives should be measurable. For example, to increase sales in the South region by 15% this year. A for achievable. Setting almost impossible objectives will demotivate staff only. So objectives should be achievable in its time frame. R for realistic. The objectives should be realistic according to the business available resources. T for time specific. A time limit should be set when an objective is established. Here are some common corporate objectives of a business. Survival. Survival is considered to be the most important objective of a new business. The high failure rate of new businesses means that the survival for the first 2 years should be the key objective. Profit maximization. Profit is essential for rewarding investors in a business and for financing further growth. The formula of calculating profit is total revenue minus total expenses. Profit satisficing. Profit satisficing is aiming to achieve enough profit to keep owners happy but not aiming to work and achieve maximum profit, as there may be other priorities like more leisure time and work-life balance. Business growth. Growth of a business makes it difficult for competitors to be taken over. Growth motivates the managers to know that their hard work is paying off. Growth of any business can be measured by its market share, its profits, sales output, and by number of employees hired. Increasing market share. By increasing market share, business can become more dominant to competitors and become market leader of that niche. The market share is the percentage of total market sales earned by specific business in a particular time. Formula for calculating market share is business sales divided by total market sales multiplied by 100. Corporate social responsibility (CSR). Corporate social responsibility is the objective of a business in which business shows interest towards establishing and enhancing their image as socially responsible organization. Promoting environmental friendly products, donating funds to charitable institutions, etc. are steps taken by businesses with the objective of improving their image in the eyes of different stakeholders. There are few types of CSR. Number 1. Environment-focused corporate social responsibility. This type of CSR focuses reducing bad effects by the business operations on the environment. For example, burning of fossil fuels. Number 2. Community-based corporate social responsibility. This type of CSR focuses on joining hands with other organizations to ensure the welfare of a local community people. Number 3. Human resource-based CSR. This type of CSR focuses on the well-being of their own staff and improving their living conditions. Number 4. Charity-based CSR. In the charity-based CSR, businesses donate to organizations or individuals to improve their financial condition. This is the most common form of CSR.
Here are Alga ETH Corporate QHSE objectives set for the year 2024. Some items may differ from other company within Alga ETH Group, as a separate objectives can be set based on their operation. Objectives. 1. Company certification. Retain ISO 9001 to 2015, ISO 14001 to 2015 and ISO 45001 to 2018 certification. KPI, 0 major non-conformance. API spec. Q2 recertification for TRS product line. KPI, 0 major nonconformance. Retain API spec. Q2 certification for TRS product line. Achieve API spec. Q2 certification for directional drilling product line. KPI, API Q2 certificate. 2. Monitor management participation to ensure commitment to QHSE. Achieve 90% management performance individually on a monthly basis based on minimum 2 stop card per month. Monthly QHSE meeting attendance. Annual management review meeting. High profile rig visit, as applicable. 3. Rig personnel participation to ensure commitment to QHSE. KPI for all rig personnel is minimum 1 stop card per day per job. 4. Office, workshop personnel participation to ensure commitment to QHSE. Office, minimum 1 stop card per month. All workshop personnel, minimum 15 stop card per month. 5. Achieve zero lost time incident, LTIs. This can be achieved by all QHSE trainings are conducted as per training plan. Communication of internal/external alerts, lessons learned and campaigns to increase awareness. Daily toolbox talk conducted. JSA/risk assessments, permit to work conducted prior job. Vehicle inspection. Performance meetings, campaigns and engagement sessions. 6. Compliance to Client HSE Assurance Program. Increase compliance rating from 88% to 90%. 7. Equipment condition, productivity, service delivery. KPI set are: monitor customer satisfaction rating. KPI, minimum rating of 4.0 average per month. On-time delivery for all jobs. KPI, 0 NCR from the client for late delivery. Reduce job non-productive time. KPI, 3 hours. NPT per month to average 1.5 hours. Annually. Reduce QC findings on loadout from 5% to 2% annually. KPI, 5% major QC findings annual reduction. Operation efficiency. KPI, 95%. Maintain 90% conformity to service design. KPI, 90% conformance. Directional drilling service performance. KPI, maximum, 25%. Directional drilling NPT. KPI, maximum, 2%. 8. Asset integrity management system. Increase asset management inventory accuracy and visibility of maintenance tracking and validity. KPI, installed asset management database. 9. QHSE database. Increase accessibility and visibility of IMS system, visibility and monitoring of QHSE commitment participation and incident reporting. KPI, QHSE database system. 10. Personnel experience, skills, competency, technical training for TRS staff. Conduct courses for all operations personnel as per training plan. KPI, training delivered as per training plan. Implementation of campaigns and engagement session using Alga ETH Learning Management System, LMS, within the group. KPI, minimum 1 training per quarter using the LMS. 11. API Q2 training. Conduct API Q2 internal audit training for facility certified to API Q2. KPI. All new personnel involved in the delivery of service included in API Q2 scope are to be trained to Alga ETH API Q2 e-learning. 12. Performance appraisal to be completed on time. All personnel to be assessed for performance. KPI, all annual performance appraisals to be completed by January end. 13. Compliance to legal and regulatory requirement. 0 violations, fine from civil defense during inspection. 0 environmental violations, fine from local authorities. Conduct emergency drills, exercises as per approved plan to test the effectiveness of ERP. 14. Ensure implementation of approved vendor register in line with ISO 9001 and API Q2 requirements. Critical vendors that will have 3 NCR raised within the year will need to undergo reassessment process. Critical vendors shall have minimum rating of greater than 50%. Vendors below minimum rating shall undergo corrective action process. Transaction will put on hold until corrective action is resolved. 15. QHSE audits and inspections. Implement annual QHSE audits and inspection as per the plan, audits as per contract and inspections, and ensure close out of all findings. KPI, internal audit completed as per plan. 16. Establish an environmental management program. Reduce by 1% by end of 2024. 1. Electricity consumption. 2. Water consumption. 3. Waste control, paper usage. 4. CO2 emissions. 17. Other client requirements. All stickers for vehicles used to access client facility to be up to date. KPI, 0 pending stickers as per plan and requirement. Personnel IDs to access client facility to be up to date. KPI, 0 pending IDs as per plan and requirement. 18. Medical requirements. Pre-employment and periodical medical examinations and records, fit to work, available for all employees. Let us go through and review the QHSE policy set by Alga ETH Management for the group. Alga ETH Group Quality, Health, Safety and Environmental Policy signed by the Managing Director. Alga ETH is fully committed to working in partnership with our customers and suppliers, external providers to achieve our vision of being the leader in providing high-quality products and flawless execution of the services. This will be achieved through clear management, commitment, ethical behavior and adherence to Alga ETH standards by all, in compliance with statutory, regulatory, and industry requirements. Alga ETH will endeavor to conduct all operations in a manner that will protect the environment, communities and the integrity of the company's human, physical, and financial resources. Consistent with this policy, Alga ETH will place safety, health, reliability, quality and protection of the environment as core values while never intentionally placing employees, our processes, customers or the communities in which we live and work at risk of loss. Seek continual improvement in quality, health, safety and environmental performance, taking into account responsible care, process vulnerabilities, public, customer and employee inputs, operational knowledge and technology, and best business practices to exceed customer expectations. Demonstrate personal commitment to the prevention of employee injury, ill health, prevention of workplace violence and quality performance whilst holding our managers and employees accountable for performance in their areas of responsibility. Commit to consultation and participation of workers, and, where required by legal or client requirement, workers' representatives. Communicate and consult with our employees, interested parties and our customers on safety, health, quality and protection of the environment. Actively seek ways to eliminate and/or mitigate identified QHSE risks, workplace hazards, processes inefficiencies, process variance, prevention of workplace violence, and the prevention of pollution associated with our products and services. Comply with all applicable laws, regulations, standards, customer standards and other requirements that the organization subscribes. Set, review and act upon our key performance indicators, objectives and targets. The policy shall be made available to our employees, customers, suppliers and other interested parties and communicated to all persons working under our control with the intent that they are made aware of their individual obligations. Stop work authority. Alga ETH top management authorizes and empowers all company employees and contractors to stop an action or condition and use their stop work authority when the risk is too great. There is an unsafe situation. Unsafe conditions. The goal behind is to encourage workers to speak up without fear of retribution when they see a potential at-risk situation unfolding. Any form of discipline or intimidation directed at any individual for exercising their stop work authority will not be tolerated. Stop work authority shall be used in a positive and professional manner. Use a phrase such as "I am using my stop work authority because this does not look safe." Stop work authority shall be documented and reported using Alga ETH and client stop observation card.
Right. Fadil. You should use the trolley instead. Come, let me help you.
Don't forget to lock out, tag out.
Take time to take care of your safety and health at work and get home safely to your loved ones.
Hey bro,
Victor, Anis. Let's take a break.
you forgot to put on the wheel chop.
Take time to take care of your safety and health at work and get home safely to your loved ones.
They say that it's when you make mistakes that you learn the most. You reflect on what happened and think about what you might have done differently. Would you have dealt differently with pressures from the client regarding budget and timescales if you knew the impact it might have on safety? Would you have taken the extra time to draw up a new risk assessment instead of copying and pasting an old one? Would you have cross-checked for simultaneous operations happening on site? Perhaps you wouldn't have overlooked the shortcuts that people were taking on a regular basis. Maybe you would have made 100% sure that the team was competent and fully aware of the risks before starting work. You could have taken the time to do a proper permit, toolbox talk, and ensured everyone was familiar with the environment. Maybe you should have followed the activities of your team more closely. You wish you had intervened earlier. Me, I could have listened. I would have followed the life-saving rules. I should have learned from mistakes I'd already made, instead of waiting to learn from this one.
This phrase is widely known and used in all industry and proven to save lives. Stop work means stop. When you or a colleague identify a situation or a behavior that poses danger to a person, equipment, or the environment, you must immediately initiate the stop work intervention with the potential person at risk. Intervene in a respectful way, includes active listening, focuses on what could go wrong and rectifying the issue. Because of diverse culture and language barrier, sometimes delivery may sound different. You know what? People normally don't speak up if they are not 100% sure that they are right or what they are going to say will be well received. But mind you, those are the people who normally get hurt on the job. Notify. Notify affected personnel and supervision of the stop work action. Investigate. Affected person will discuss the situation and come to an agreement on the stop work action. Correct. Affected areas will then be inspected by supervisors on site to verify that all safety issues have been properly resolved. Resume. All affected workers will be notified of what corrective actions were implemented and the affected areas will be reopened for work by the persons who have the authority to do so. Follow up. The supervisor or HSE manager will publish the incident details regarding the stop work. These are the conditions in which we need to implement the stop work authority. Changes in weather conditions. Changes to scope of work, work plan or crew members. Emergency situations. Equipment used improperly or unavailable. Lack of knowledge, understanding or information. Near-miss incident, Unsafe conditions. Alarms. Take note, failure to intervene is considered an unsafe act. You will never be penalized for stopping unsafe work or speaking up about hazards and injuries. Whenever someone intervenes, there is only one correct answer. Thank you. No one wakes up in the morning, goes to work with an intent to hurt himself or screw a colleague or damage the equipment. Error does happen. We are not saying error is desirable, but sometimes it's good. Inventions and innovations undergone through trial and error. It's an acceptance that we are human, and being human, we make mistakes. We forget things, sometimes we cut corners, making errors in routine tasks, lack of alertness, temptation to take shortcuts to get the job done, a lack of concentration, affecting decision making, overconfidence, complacency. Rather focusing on achieving zero error, we accept the fact that errors will occur, but we focus on building a system that allows a proactive approach and understanding how and why and how we can prevent reoccurrence. As a safety leader or supervisor, manager, if we empathize and try to understand why people behave the way they did. But if we just blame them and send them away from the organization, then we are not solving or learning anything. When there is an incident or accident, the only difference is the outcome. Oftentimes what we do is we react rather than responding, and reacting is very different from responding. By just being concerned about being human being to our personnel and not just being concerned about their output. If we are working on responding to failure by engaging, collaborating, then we can create a far better environment where we learn, develop, we can create a more safer work environment.
To report any unsafe act or condition, either it is a result of stoppage of job, or any normal walkthrough, please use AlgaEth Online Stop Observation Card Reporting System. You may log into https://algaeth.a/stopwork or scan the QR code shown on the screen, which is available within AlgaEth facility. Be reminded that the intention of writing an observation is to stop an incident from happening. Before writing any observation card, please ensure that stop work authority is exercised, or it is reported to the relevant personnel to take appropriate action. Note that Stop Observation Card Reporting System is also applicable to provide positive observation or to commend a safe act or condition. Once the observation card is generated, this shall be shared with relevant personnel during the Toolbox Talk for lessons learned purpose.
Life-saving rules. Life-saving rules with drilling safety top 10 ties. 1. Work authorization, work with a valid permit when required. 2. Confined space, obtain authorization before entering a confined space. 3. Energy isolation, verify isolation and zero energy before work begins. 4. Bypassing safety controls, obtain authorization before overriding or disabling safety controls. 5. Working at height, protect yourself against a fall when working at height. 6. Safe mechanical lifting, plan lifting operations and control the area. 7. Toxic gas, follow the rules for working in toxic gas environments. 8. Driving, follow safe driving rules and be aware of surroundings. 9. Line of fire, keep yourself and others out of the line of fire. 10. Hot work, control flammables and ignition sources. One of the most familiar and commonly heard phrases in our industry is line of fire. In our daily operations, we experience line of fire potential in all places, and this is commonly the cause of incidents. It could be an object, equipment component, electrical energy or pressure that can cause harm or injury. 3 major categories. Caught in between. Struck by. Release energy, electrical or pressure. Whenever we find ourselves in the line of fire, always implement the hierarchy of controls at work: eliminate, substitute, engineer out, administrative control, and PPE.
Getting caught in the line of fire, that is, being struck by or caught between two objects or entangled in machinery, can result in serious injury or even death. Watch out for potential pinch points. Know how to avoid being in the line of fire. If you're not concentrating, If you're tired, distracted, or rushing the job, your attention could wander. You may not realize you're standing in a place where you could be struck by or caught between objects that might come together. You're in the line of fire. The same thing can happen if you're not properly trained or prepared for the task, or if you're working alone or visibility is poor. Don't work on unsafe or uncertified equipment which doesn't have the right safeguards. If the job involves moving or rotating machinery, stand well back. Wear the correct PPE. If you've got long hair, tie it back. Take off any jewelry and don't wear loose-fitting clothes. Make sure there are guards in place to prevent contact with any moving parts. Before starting a machine, know how to stop it. Be sure you know how the machine works and keep your fingers, hands and limbs well away from its moving parts. Can the machine be effectively isolated? Can it be locked and tagged out? When involved in lifting operations or near moving equipment, wear high visibility clothes. Be careful handling slings and strops and follow the correct procedures. If they're suddenly put under tension by a lift, your fingers can get caught between them and the load. Remember, don't place yourself in the line of fire. Always be aware of the sea state. Rolling and pitching can make opening and closing doors, hatches, lids and gates hazardous. Stay alert, keep your balance, and don't stand between moving and fixed objects. Are you prepared?
Life-saving rule focus areas: toxic gas. Hydrogen sulfide, H2S, gas is the most common toxic gas in upper ZECM operations. It is also often present in drilling-specific operations. H2S is one of the leading causes of workplace gas inhalation deaths. Knowing common places present, mud pits, shallow water flows, production process facilities, is critical to having heightened awareness. Understanding and being aware of early warning signs, rotten egg smell, can help in early response and save lives. It is critical to know how to respond to possible toxic gas, move upwind, don breathing apparatus. When you give safety little time, it will give you lifetime.